So some thoughts about the US getting closer and closer to banning TikTok, well, forcing China to divest or get it banned. So basically same thing. I am not a TikToker. I do not consider myself a TikToker. Wow, can't talk today. I do post videos to TikTok, but they are not what I put the most effort into. Believe it or not, I have a lot of videos that I put the censored version on YouTube, and then the uncensored, meaning, heinous female nipples visible, can't have that, over on my website, ToplessTopics.org. I just make TikToks because, first of all, it's a faster way of reaching a lot of people, and second of all, it takes a lot of time to get an edited video out, and, I don't always have the energy to work on that. I don't think it's a good thing that this one social media app, all of a sudden we have bipartisan groups of senators and, well, so far House members. Senate hasn't voted yet. We'll see how that turns out. But unfortunately, this does seem to be an issue that there is bipartisan support. Not as many people, TikTokers and otherwise, have been rightly pointing out none of the issues that are actually of primary importance. And also the hypocrisy that U.S. legislators are very concerned about TikTok and Chinese spying and stuff like that, as if they're not already using so many other apps, Temu and stuff like that, to spy on us. Not to mention Facebook, Meta, all of Meta, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all these other ones that people also use, also spy. And a lot of that data makes its way around the world. So it seems very suspicious that they're focusing so much on TikTok. But my other side of it is that I'm old. I'm almost 40. I'm almost 40, and I have been making videos online since the beginning of YouTube. I have watched so many apps rise and fall. I remember the Vine boom, and watching how much the apps that still exist have changed. The death of Tumblr, basically. People use it, but the numbers are way down from what they used to be, and many, many, many other attempts at establishing social media platforms that went nowhere. So, first of all, apps do not have a long shelf life in general, and second of all, TikTok has a lot of problems. All social media does. TikTok is definitely in one of those categories where the censorship is arbitrary. It's all algorithm based, and those algorithms are designed by misogynistic, transphobic, capitalist tech bros, and they're constantly trying to play around this line where they can keep advertising sponsors, but not be too harsh. Not be too harsh on Nazis and anti-vaxxers and, all that stuff. And yeah, of course, there is a personal element of this in the fact that I am a top-free activist. I would like to have the exact same rights to go without a shirt online and in public anywhere that men can get. So naturally, I've had my content banned over and over. But every day it seems to be worse. And I mean, literally yesterday, someone left a gross comment on one of my old videos, and I replied, "Ew, EW." TikTok banned my comment, just EW. Didn't ban the harassing comment, just banned my comment. And I made a video about how TikTok did that. And I didn't insult the guy, I didn't insult TikTok, I just explained what happened. And ironically, TikTok added music over my audio and muted my audio, which I didn't even notice because it does that automatically now. When you make a new video, for some reason it automatically mutes you and adds music, so you have to notice it and turn it off. And I didn't, I was so irritated, I guess I didn't notice it. So there was no audio on this video except for the music that TikTok added. And I guess based off the caption alone, TikTok banned the video of me talking about TikTok banning me my comment that was just EW. Ew. So yeah, I think the answer, I don't think that TikTok should be banned. I think it should be regulated, and I think those regulations should be for the social media empire as a whole and internet apps and stuff. It would be helpful if we had more legislators who weren't dinosaurs, who actually know how to use technology, or at the very least have the humility to have assistance to listen to the guidance of people who do know what technology is and how we should update our regulations and laws. But yeah, I would like to see more control over the industry as a whole. Make sure that the people who are actively spreading disinformation and advocating hate crimes and stuff, make sure those are the people getting censored, and not people trying to talk about real world events that, you know, I'm hesitant to even say, because I don't know if this video is going to get banned if I mention it, but you know the ones. Because as it is right now, the disinformation is definitely getting amplified by platforms like TikTok, YouTube, everything, all those mainstream ones, while actual information is getting suppressed. And that goes for world events, that goes for sex education, that goes for describing like graphic. You have to be so fucking careful with self-censoring to talk about serious subjects that affect real people, and what you can do to try to protect yourself. These apps are garbage. These apps are garbage. We're stuck in such a difficult position where what we are allowed to talk about with each other is very, very controlled by the apps we use. And I hate that trying to talk about that, although less so now with the, you know, genocide going on. It's still, every time I look up, like, you know, censored on social media, blah, 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 99.9% of the results are all right-wingers complaining because they went just a little too far. They were just a little bit too vociferous in their hate speech. And so they get banned. Because like I said, the comment that was like being gross and rude to me and had like, you know, drool emojis and hearts and kisses and everything like that, that didn't get banned, but me typing EW did. Yeah. Anyway, to conclude, obviously this video is not scripted or planned or anything. I don't think that TikTok should be getting banned. I think it should be getting regulated. I think all the other platforms, Chinese owned or otherwise, should be getting regulated. And, you know, a whole other discussion what those regulations should be. But banning TikTok is not going to stop. It's not going to stop another app from rising that's just as, if not more, problematic. And again, we have all these other ones that are not being addressed by the U.S. legislation that is just as, if not more, harmful. I mean, they're all pretty much equally horrible. But the real solution is we have to stop. And it's ironic that I'm saying this on a popular app, but again, this is all that people are really using right now. So this is the only way I can even try to reach other people with my wise thoughts. But the solution is to stop relying on corporate-owned, you know, tech bro designed, massively mainstream platforms like TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, etc., and establish our own sources, or not sources, but, you know, our own platforms. Mastodon is a good option out there. It's too much to get into. I'm trying to keep this video under 10 minutes, so, you know, it's more than I want to get into right now. But look into Mastodon. Look into PeerTube. That's where I host my patriarchy unapproved videos. Look into old style blogs. Look into web rings where you link to other, you know, you vet a source, you vet a blog or whatever, and then you're like, okay, I think this is a good resource. Go check them out. Not act like, oh God, if people know that a blog other than mine exists, they'll never visit mine again. The whole zero sum thing that influencers and stuff all treat each other like. But anyway, stop relying on corporate-owned platforms, because you're just going to keep running into the same problems. Find or establish something like a Mastodon instance or a PeerTube instance, or program your own if you know it, or again, make a blog, make it, and don't use Substack, because Substack is very proud of the hateful right-wingers that they also have on there. Like, literally just WordPress it if you have to, but make your own site and communicate with each other. And if you're a popular, powerful creator right now on a mainstream platform, you can do both. You can really do both. I mean, that's what I do. I am not super popular or anything, but it's exhausting. And I have kids that really make it hard to do everything. You know, that's why I'm constantly behind and everything, because I'm trying to do all the things all at once. But make your content focused with these decentralized platforms in mind, these, you know, self-hosted blog, Mastodon, whatever, and then post links to it on social media or repost the video, you know, if you want. But make sure that you have, like, it's similar, sorry, this it's going on and on, but it's similar to how a lot of YouTubers who are on Nebula, like a lot of video essayists, like Jacob Geller and PhilosophyTube and ContraPoints and everything like that, although I don't think ContraPoints is on, I don't know, anymore, they'll have a YouTube version and they will tell you, you know, if you want to see the version of this where I don't have to be so concerned with demonetization and everything like that, follow me on Nebula. And yeah, Nebula costs a little bit of money per month, but oh my god, the money goes to the creators. Nebula was literally founded by creators. Do something like that. You know, people can't just freely sign up for Nebula. You have to like establish yourself and basically be like at a pretty professional level. So I'm not saying everyone sign up for Nebula, because you can't. You have to be like invited. But you know, establish your own base of operations, establish your own home, and then link to it on the popular apps. But stop relying. I'm just going to beat this horse to death. Stop relying on capitalist-owned platforms, because you will get betrayed over and over. You will get forced to talk about the right things over and over. You know, they did it years ago with all the LGBTQ tags and the Black Lives Matter tags and stuff like that. Look it up. Like, over and over and over, these platforms will ban the wrong thing. And if a popular enough influencer has to personally deal with that censorship, then they will speak out. And then maybe in that one instance, the popular platform will restore that one person's video and claim it was a, you know, algorithmic error and stuff like that, but they won't actually change anything to make it better. Stop relying on these kinds of apps. Make your own presence and support each other. Support other creators or influencers. I hate that word, but support each other. Don't treat it as a zero-sum game, and yeah, stop farming an outrage, because it's not helping anyone. It might get you a lot more views, it might get you a lot more sponsors, but I think ultimately this whole sponsorship focus thing is going to die. It's already way glutted, and all the time you hear creators talk about how frustrated they are that they have to talk, you know, they have to do the same kind of video over and over. They can't branch out, and they have to talk about certain subjects and everything because they have to chase trends, because it's the only way they keep their numbers up, because it's the only way they can get sponsors. I assure you, if we stop giving all our content for free to mass websites and we, you know, encourage people to take the monumental step of clicking twice to get to our sites to watch it there, people will care more. You can get people to sign up on your Patreon. You can sell merch. You can put a donate button under each video on PeerTube, whatever it is. And think of it this way. One person, unless you're like super famous and you have a massive, what is it, ROI? I can't remember the word of how much money you get for monetization. But if you're not already an extremely popular influencer, having one person donate like $5 is more revenue than you're ever going to make off monetization. If you can get 100 people to donate $5, that's way more than you will make. So yeah, just stop using corporate media.